Achilles tendinitis. What is it? Where is it? How do you take care of it? Well, that's what we're going to talk to you about today. So if you've got pain in the back of the heel, so pretty much between the calf and the bottom part of the foot, in the back of that, just right where that shoe heel counter is, and it's less than probably about 14 days old, chances are you've got Achilles tendinitis. I'll be right back to tell you how to treat it, what it looks like, and what we're going to do from here. All right. Hey, Brian Boyle here, and welcome to episode 179 of The Mesh Tongue. For all those that have questions and comments, you can please send those to me, Brian, B-R-I-A-N, at company5k, that's the number 5k.com. Who am I? What am I all about? So my name is Brian Boyle. I'm a doctor of physical therapy. Been doing this for about 19 years. So it gives me a little bit of background. I've been a runner even longer than that, since the age of 14. Just turned 42 last week. So even more background as to why your running injuries are so important to me, because I've been there, probably had the same running injuries, stress fractures, muscle aches, pains, itises, tendinopathies, you name it. I've probably had it, or I've dealt with it with thousands of others just like you. So today I want to talk to you about Achilles tendinitis. So tendinitis, what is it? It's an acute inflammation. When we say acute, anything less than about 14 days, really. Yeah, there's some kind of people will talk and say maybe 21 days. I like to say 14 days or less, okay? The reason why it's in tendinitis, okay, is it's inflammation of where the tendon or the muscle belly comes into the tendinous attachment to the bone. Now, what ends up happening, some sort of friction, some sort of overuse, some sort of whatever sort of irritation you want to call it. Now we've got pain. It no longer is this discomfort. It's usually some sort of, this, if we were to take a look at a microscope, a beefy red. It's inflamed, it's swollen. Chances are it's painful to the touch. Now, for the Achilles, again, if you're looking at this as the portion of where is this going to be, it's going to be on the lower portion of the heel. Chances are right on the bone or just above that. Now, are there some other things that can mimic this? Absolutely. So you have a bursa sac that's back there. You've got some other areas that the bony, kind of this hagless deformity that can mimic pain in the back there. So how do we differentiate that? Well, typically you're going to have pain with active movement. Not to say that that's not the bursitis, but typically, you rest, the pain goes away. Now, how do we treat Achilles tendinitis? So anti-inflammatory medications, certainly if you take those in the past, if you've taken them, these are going to be along the ibuprofen, that sort of, kind of frame. It's not going to be the acetaminophen that doesn't have an anti-inflammatory response in it. I don't prescribe meds, so you don't have to check with, either with family doctor or if you've taken something in the past, but they can be beneficial. Ice is a key one here. Now, how do you get your ice? You can use, if you've seen those Acute metal balls, those things are fantastic. I don't have mine with me, it's back in the freezer, but I love those things. Just kind of roll that metal ball over that. Shout out to Recoup Fitness, it's a free one. You can take an ice cup and fill it with water, take a paper cup, fill it with water, put it in the freezer. When it's frozen, peel the paper off, rub that on there, the ice massage. The water actually creates a nice buffer so that it doesn't freeze to the surface of the skin, and you protect the skin that way. That's another nice way you can do that. The inflammatory response is usually pretty, like I said, if it's acute, then it does respond well to treatments. So, stretching can be of benefit if you have tight calf muscles. Stretching of the calves can be a very, very good one. I'll probably show you in another video here. We'll do a part 2 of the Achilles tendinitis. You can go through 179 of the videos. You can find some other things, but I'll make this an Achilles tendinitis specific part 2. So I'll show you how to do all of these things in that next video. The next thing that you can do is, if you're stretching, and you feel like you're pretty loose, then you may have to take a look at the shoes. So the shoes can certainly irritate. If you've got an ill-fitting shoe or a poor-fitting shoe, the heel counter in the back may be rubbing against that. You can always try putting some moleskin in the back of that. That just kind of adheres to the back. That may reduce some of that friction in there. If the heel counter itself is too rigid, again, or if there is no heel counter and you're kind of rubbing in the back, that then again you may have some issues with that. I like eccentric calf raises that you can do those for exercises, just to kind of again lengthen the tendon. So that kind of falls back into that. If you're doing your calf stretches, again, the stretching piece has to be done consistently. So you can't stretch today, wait till Christmas, and then wait till New Year's Day, and then wait till President's Day, and then wait till Easter, and then wait till 4th of July. You can't do this. Got to be done consistently. So every single day you got to be stretching those calves. So if you suffer from Achilles tendinitis, chances are once you start into your stretching program, you're going to want to keep going with this. I see these people coming back in all the time where they're like, I don't know what happened. My pain's back. And it's like, well, did you just keep stretching? Did you keep icing? And that would be a big no. So once you start the stretching, you're going to want to keep going with the stretching. Okay. So just a quick, easy thing, like I said, that you have access to the stretching, the ice, the anti-inflammatory meds. If you want to try some of the KT taping or some of the kinesiotaping, those are pretty good as well. Again, kind of lift the skin, give you a little bit of a buffer there, a little bit of support might make it feel just a little bit better. And then by all means, you can use topicals, things like BioFreeze, Penetrate, Tiger Balm, what else do we got? The Rock Sauce, all sorts of stuff out there. The doTERRA Deep Blue, whatever it may be. If it's kind of a topical and it's got like a menthol or camphor in there, again, may just make it feel better. All right. So again, feel free to use those things as well. At this point, you're typically using, whatever you have just to kind of treat the symptoms. You then want to look at, like I said, remove the source. Quite oftentimes it may be an overuse from too much mileage too quick, maybe changing the surface that you're on. So if you've switched from, say, track or roads to trail, that can certainly be an issue. Jumping mileage too fast. If you've jumped from maybe 15, 20 miles a week, now you're trying to go 40 miles a week and you've done it too fast, or 40 to 60. Again, you only want to go about 10% of mileage per week. Then you'll want to usually back down a little bit, and then you can jump back up. But again, you've got to have a good base layer. So it's not the time to start screwing with your mileage if you're just starting out. All right, or if you're used to running 15, 20 miles a week, there's a significant difference between 20 and 40. Whether you think so or not, it is. It's a massive amount of difference. Anything above 40, exponentially higher, chance of injury. So you got to be careful with that. Something to watch out for. So quite oftentimes, again, it can lead to these inflammations. So you may need to back off the mileage a little bit. I hesitate to tell you how to do that. If you've got something specific for me, shoot me that email, Brian, BRIAN, at Company5K. That's the number 5K. I'll be happy to get that out to you. But so far, that's what I've got for part 1. Part 2, I'll come back. I'll show you some of those things that we kind of talked about for the Achilles tendinitis. And hey, that's it. Episode 179 of the Mesh Tongue. It's a wrap. Please share this with your friends, your family, your training partners if you found some value in it. But whatever you do, don't go hurting yourself to come back. How about that? Till next time, we'll see you again. Brian Boyle here. Take care.